Vanilla Sky is one of the most criminally underrated Hollywood movies in the past 25 years, and there is something deeply unsettling about it. From that opening scene in actual Times Square, which is, by the way, one of the most expensive 15 seconds in movie history, the whole film is based on that well-trodden path of, it was all just a dream, or was it? In this movie, you're never quite sure what is real and what is imagined. And apparently there are 5 different ways of interpreting this movie, according to director Cameron Crowe. That uncertainty is what makes Vanilla Sky so interesting to me, and I'm sure it frustrates other moviegoers because it lacks definite answers. And I think the critics hated it because they didn't like the idea of Tom Cruise stepping into the kind of territory usually only reserved for independent movies like the original Spanish film that it's based on. But if you haven't seen it, then please give it a go if you like ambiguity in movies, because it doesn't just ask us to think about the nature of reality, it also asks us to think about identity and how fragile it really is. Tom Cruise's character David Ames has the world at his feet. Wealthy, charming, good looking, and the envy of his best friend Brian, played by Jason Lee. But after a horrific car accident leaves his face disfigured, he is forced to confront who he really is beneath all the surface glamour. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Tom Cruise chose himself to play a handsome but glib playboy who has to reevaluate his life. I think Cruise knows very well what movie audiences expect of him, and in this movie he uses that to subvert their expectations and throw them off guard. The reason this film is so unsettling is because it continually asks us to question the evidence of our own senses. When David wakes up, we wake up with him, but never fully trust what we're seeing. Every moment could be a part of a dream, a hallucination, or something carefully constructed to keep him believing in a false reality.
And that doubt is exactly what René Descartes expressed nearly 400 years earlier with his classic dream argument. Descartes asked, if a dream can be this vivid, this coherent, then how can we be so sure that we're not dreaming right now? He took it even further with this thought experiment. Suppose that a powerful deceiver, an evil demon, was manipulating our perceptions entirely, feeding us a version of reality so convincing that we'd never realise it wasn't real.
But in searching for the one thing he couldn't doubt, Descartes arrived at a single foundational truth: cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Even if everything else is deception, the very act of doubting proves that a thinking mind must exist. Your thoughts are real, and therefore you are real. That's the paradox that Vanilla Sky captures so perfectly. When everything else dissolves into doubt, David's awareness of that doubt is the one thing he can trust is real. This unresolved tension between dreams and reality is also memorably explored in a 1990 classic blockbuster based on a Philip K. Dick short story.